being a two-time champion and returning for a third time to potentially be the first $1 million horse. That's incredible. That's secretariat level.
Amazing's like another son. He's the partner that I can count on to show up and do his part.
Amazing, I think, has transformed the industry.
He has changed our family. He has created jobs, and he has created deep, like generational blessing.
So interesting to sit on the edge of history. I don't really have to talk about Downright Amazing anymore because people know who he is. A dream he didn't know to dream. His story's not done.
Amazing, I think, has transformed the industry. A horse that has the stability that Amazing has, a horse that, I think now is 8 years old and returning to one of the most premier events in the world and at a extremely high competitive level is incredible. He's been doing it his entire career. The fact that Casey showed the horse in a neck brace at the Futurity at a very high level and almost won the thing, throughout all his other victories, and then coming to the American Performance Horseman, being a two-time champion and returning for a third time to potentially be the first $1 million horse. That's incredible. That's secretariat level. That's Pegasus level. The horse is just that amazing.
Downright Amazing's story and situation is the unicorn story that every horse person wants to have happen. I mean, how many stud colts are born every single year and those owners think this is going to be the one? And so to have Debbie, that is, the best owner you could ask for, end up with a horse like that to support it with, basically her first shot at it. It's a pretty impressive story. Debbie and I say all the time, this horse is making dreams come true that we didn't even know to dream. The horse has created so many opportunities, so many jobs, so many different situations for us to showcase his ability and what a reining horse does. It's just one of those situations where 15 years ago, I wouldn't even known to think that this was possible. To have won the American Performance Horseman twice it's a dream coming true that we didn't know to dream. Amazing's like another son. He's been part of the family since he hit the ground, right? So his mother was instrumental in our career early. She won the reining Futurity in 2015, and then she won the Derby in 2017. She's Out of Your League is the youngest $1 million dam. What Amazing has done for our family, both my personal family and my horse business family, is immeasurable. He's touched every aspect of the business.
It's so interesting to sit on the edge of history and have the horse that potentially could go over the threshold of $1 million to be the first $1 million NRHA earner. So for him to be able to go to the American Performance Horseman for a third time, to potentially go over, we're shy of $50,000, which that sounds like so little, but in some ways it's so much.
Debbie Good is an incredible owner for many reasons. There's one that's coming to my mind strongly because it's literally the reason why I'm sitting in this interview. As Downright Amazing became a stronger and stronger 3-year-old, he was catching the attention of a lot of people. He went to the reining Futurity. Casey was in the neck brace. He'd had the injury. Casey was riding to the best of his ability with the injury. And Downright Amazing was absolutely exceptional and took care of him, and he loped fast and slow, but the stop was just phenomenal. So after this event, he placed third. A lot of people said he could have won. He could have won if Casey wasn't injured, or everybody had a lot to say about this whole situation that went down. But then there were many people that showed interest in buying the horse. Many. Gunner, She's Out of Your League, and Debbie Good. Casey respectfully says, this is happening, somebody's interested in buying your horse, what are your thoughts on this? And she would look at him and say, no, I want to see Casey Deary show my horse. I've owned him since he's 2 days old. I have waited to see Casey Derry show my horse. And I remember Casey being very frustrated and telling me about it and how he was upset because he said, this offer is so large, but if I don't do good in the future, then she may never have this big offer again. And I'm trying to tell her that this doesn't even make sense. Financially, you said you want to have a horse business, you said I'm supposed to guide you. I'm telling you right now, this is a good decision to sell. But Debbie was so strong and so adamant. She said, I do not want to sell this horse now. I have nothing in me wants to sell it. I mean, she would sleep on it and then she would say no. And so this continued to happen. And then finally I said, Casey, you need to take this pressure off. The woman has told you no. She does not want to sell the horse. So let it go. Let it go, and maybe for the first time in your life, enjoy showing this animal with absolute zero pressure of sales or profits or marketability. She just wants to see you ride him. She just loves him so much. Just do your job and enjoy showing him and take away all of that pressure of if I don't perform or if he doesn't win. Just remove all of that and enjoy the horse. And so then most of these offers were coming when he was 4 years old. He just kept on, and then the wins began to come. And so her strong decision to keep him changed our lives. And her strong, absolute belief that they were going to be winners. Has she owned a stallion before? No. Had she owned a horse that had done anything close to this? No. She just loved it so much and didn't want to sell and didn't have to, didn't need to. And so her being so strong and setting Casey in his place and saying, no, it's truly changed our life, my family's life, and it's changing the course of reining history. I mean, so how can I ever thank her enough?
I think a story I like to tell about Debbie Good and how important her relationship is with Downright Amazing is the first American Performance Horseman. You know, mind you, this is the first ever Western performance horse event in a baseball stadium, so there's logistic nuance to that in its own right. Debbie came to me and asked if she could come and watch the early open arena ride times, the time that these athletes and horses come into the building for the first time and school their horses, get them acclimated for the unknown at this point. It was the first we'd ever had. From an event producer, I'd have to scale up my security, I'd have to scale up my team, and if I allowed one owner in, I'd have to allow all the owners in. And so I told Debbie, sorry, I can't make this happen. I'd love to have you there, but this is impossible. And she was respectful and said, oh, I completely understand. So time goes by, we get to the American Performance Horseman, get to that early ride time, I think it's 5 in the morning, and all these amazing horses walk out. You know, the best of the best in the reining, the cutting, and the cow horse come into Globe Life Field for the first time. And I look over, and somehow Debbie had snuck into this baseball stadium because she wasn't gonna miss the first time that her horse had walked into this building. And it goes to show, you know, her dedication both to Casey and Downright Amazing and her love for that horse. I think it's a perfect example of that relationship between her and her horse.
We didn't know as owners where we could be and what we were getting invited to, but I didn't want to miss that opportunity to watch them practice because I love the practice as much as the performance. And then I got to go to the practice and watch the reiners, the reining cutting horse, the cutters, and the camaraderie that goes with the American Performance Horseman. They all have fun together, they all support each other, and I don't think you can repeat that anyplace else. And to have it as the first event, to be part of that, I just wanted to take in every moment, every second, and live it and not miss it.
I do think Downright Amazing deserves the opportunity to be the first reining horse to go over $1 million, and so that's why I'm choosing to use him in that situation. He's shy of $50,000 away from being $1 million horse. His largest paycheck has been $100,000. That shows you the consistency of how many times that horse has shown up and done his job over and over and over again. And I do think that the way the industry's going, we will see multiple horses cross that $1 million mark. I don't know that we'll ever see another one that does it with the largest check being $100,000. I think you're going to see the ones that win the 350 and the 500 getting there a little easier. My youngest daughter, Olivia, seems to have a really special connection with him. That horse will come let Livy kiss all over his face, and he's just a really sweet-minded horse. So obviously they love to see the horse show and they like to see their dad win, but they really love that horse and they love to cheer him on. And when I come out, they say, "Great job, Dad," but they go love all over that horse. And it's a special moment for us. In fact, I don't know if you can see the picture behind me, but there's a picture of Olivia kissing Amazing, and that's kind of the trademark with that horse, that everywhere we go, she's kissing on that thing.
Amazing can give somebody else strength to walk their journey. You know, I don't mind being in the background. I love it that Casey and Amazing stand out. There's a young lady who had cancer, and we were asked to put do some swag because she loves Amazing. And, people come up to me and tell me that he gives them strength.
The first win at the American was, it took my breath away. It knocked me to my knees, literally. What else can I do besides just get on my knee and thank God for that day and that answered prayer? Because yes, I do ask him for victory. I do ask him. I ask all the time, and it's not always our turn. And other people win, and we stay humble and we stay working hard. But the answer was yes that night. And then I told my husband, "You get your words ready. And when they put that microphone up to you, don't miss this opportunity because people are looking up to you."
You know, God's been so good to me. I know I don't deserve it, but He's blessed me to do what I do, and I have an amazing family to go along with it, and it certainly makes it worth it.
To have all of our family there and to be in our hometown, and for that horse to just be so pure and real and take care of us, provide in that big way, it's really, really special.
For me to have that horse win the American Performance Horseman a third time would be outstanding. It would put him in a situation where we would for sure cross that $1 million threshold. Obviously, I want to win. More than anything, I want that horse to get the credit he deserves.
To be in a place where he can have the opportunity to reach $1 million, potentially win the American Performance Horseman for a third time. Again, it's a dream you didn't know to dream.